Hi, today we're going to talk about the worst thing for the domain industry, which in my opinion is the attitude of other domainers. And I'll explain that in a minute. When I first started in the domain industry a long time ago, people were upset when I shared ideas and tips and tricks and things like that because they thought that other people would be able to get the drops and things like that, and they wouldn't have an advantage over newbies or people just getting into the industry. That was back when DN Forum had maybe a couple hundred users. Now I think it's over, I have to look, but I think it's over 200,000 users. And that theory has continued on, and I plan on continuing on even further. And later on in the video, I'm going to tell you some of the things I'm going to do to help our industry, which I think could use it because not enough people are aware it even exists. Anyway, so Pete, there's a lot of people out there and other domainers that are constantly posting against people that are new that sign up to the forums or to the blogs, or they're just posting a lot of negative comments, and that's really just encouraging people not to get involved, and it's upsetting them. And I wouldn't want to come into an industry where I posted something and people start saying, what are you, an idiot? It's not worth that much. They need to be handheld a little bit and explained how to do things. So I'll go through that in a second. Let's talk about some of those people, but not specifics. So the people that don't seem to want the industry to grow, it's probably because they know they're holding a bunch of lemons. But believe it or not, the domain industry is still in its infancy with lots of potential to grow for you, me, and anybody else that wants to get into it. As a matter of fact, at the next traffic conference, I'm finally bringing my two sons because I think it's about time that they got into it. So why isn't the domain industry growing as fast as it should? And it's because of a lot of negative people. You know what they say, one bad apple spoils the bunch. Well, we have a few bad apples, but 99% of the industry is good. But the bad apples are people that talk down or treat others or newbies or other veterans like crap and forget we were all newbies at one time. We all started out, and we all needed guidance. None of us knew what to do right out of the gate. They're people that don't like to see their fellow domainers succeed. They're people that don't want to work hard and complain when others work hard and actually succeed. They're people that go on blogs and forums, like I said, and they trash people, whether they're mentioned in an article or whether they're just on there and they give an opinion and they get trashed. They just like to see their own writing, and they love controversy, but they don't really add any value to our industry. It just makes it look bad for anybody else who's looking at entering the industry. Donna and Matt that run other forums, Name Pros and the domain boardroom, they're good people and they're running good forums and they help our community grow. So kudos to both of them because they do add a good positive image to our industry, and I know they're both good people. So I mean, all those people that run the blogs like Elliot's blogs and Domain Shane and I don't know, Domain Sherpa and the Domains and all the other ones that I can't think of, they're also working for the good of the industry, and I can't believe how many times people go into their house and trash them. It's not the right thing to do. Do that at your friend's house next time. See if you're actually invited back. You probably won't be, because that's what you're doing. You're walking into their house and you're spitting on the floor. And it's okay to say you disagree or you don't like something or explain yourself. It's not okay to just walk in and say this is bullshit and you're an idiot. So, I mean, the people that do that are serial keyboard losers. They would never have the balls to do it to anybody's face. So, I mean, I'm not saying ignore them because they're there and they're part of the internet, but I don't know. I was at the zoo recently, and I love animals. We all know that since pig.com and elephant.com sold, and I still have giraffes.com, worm.com, and a few others. Anyways, that's separate. Anyways, I was at the zoo, and a lion and I got talking. And I said, those sheep over there, wait, where's my finger? There it is. Get over there. Those sheep over there are making fun of you because you've got a little bit of food stuck in your beard. And he said to me, I was really surprised. The lion said something profound. He said, look, forget the sheep. The lion never gives a crap about what the sheep say or think. And that's sound advice for our industry too. I think most people that are lions and going out to try to be successful really shouldn't care about what the sheep think, because the lion doesn't care what the sheep think. So let the sheep continue to be sheep, and anytime the lions in our industry want to eat them, they will. Or they'll end up killing themselves. Not literally, but you know what I mean? They'll end up back at their full-time jobs or doing whatever else they can do. I've seen this countless of times in the domain industry. And on August the 5th, Shane Cultra published an article on things he's learned in the domain space, and this one caught my attention. He said, if your competitors don't hate you, then you're doing it wrong. True that, because I agree with that. I don't have that many people that hate me. I have a few, but that's fine. I mean, I'd rather have a good discussion with some of these people who are pissed off about something than have them just hide and spewed out lava. It's best to make your opinions about somebody based on your own experiences. And the only reason I would hate somebody is because, or dislike somebody, is if they did something to me or my family. But I wouldn't just because I heard they were a jerk. I wouldn't really just turn on them because of that. Be smart enough, make your own opinions, not necessarily about me, but about anybody, and you'll be better off. Anyway, for me, I believe the more people that get involved in our industry or interested in our industry, the faster it will grow and the more valuable everyone's domains will be. So it's in everybody's best interest to help these newbies get involved and understand how to buy the right domain names and how to start making money, because the faster the industry grows, the faster your domain names are going to be worth a lot of money. And keeping with that, I've been lucky enough lately to be asked to speak at 4 major conferences in the next year and do some great interviews with some great people and prominent people outside of the domain space. So I'm going to use those avenues to grow our industry and make it better for everybody, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. And I'll keep you posted of those interviews before they air. I'll let you know when they're happening. What's changing for me? So DN Forum will be setting up a special section for newbies that new people will have the option to come into before being placed in the general population, almost like a prison. We want to make sure they're initiated before we set them in the general population to get beaten, so to speak. But hopefully the population will be a lot nicer to them now, and I'll do a post on DN Forum after this. So DN Forum, with all the people that I'm going to be talking to, like I'm doing an interview next week that's going to reach over 200,000 people. I'm looking forward to that. I expect DN Forum will double or triple its user base with new buyers, which is what everybody wants. They want new buyers. So I'm looking forward to that. A lot of people still ask me, how do you get the right to charge for a forum when nobody else charges? Well, if you take a look around at all the prominent leaders in their own industry, and I did take a look around at about 12 different industries, and all the major forums do charge. So I don't think it's outrageous. You can decide to pay or you can decide not to pay. There's advantages to joining DN Forum, and you'll find them out when you get there. Anyway, as far as DNF College goes, we're going to start semester 3. It's going to be separated, so it will not be visible to guests and current DN Forum members. They can ask to be flagged to have access to it, but it won't necessarily be automatic, so it won't clutter up your today's posts or all that other stuff that you guys like to look at daily. It's going to be good. We're going to start semester 3. A lot of it's going to be based on lead generation information, affiliates, creating good relationships, building sites that can make you money through high quality content. And there's a few other things we're going to tackle there, but a lot of it's going to be based on lead generation, affiliates, and how to actually earn revenue with your sites. So there's that. And then I said before, I'll post the information about the interviews before they go live. Expect this October's traffic to be quite huge, and sign up before the price goes up, and sponsors be ready. You'll get a huge bang for your buck if you do sign up for this traffic, because I have a feeling it's going to be very good and very busy, much busier than anybody's used to in the past. So make sure you get your tickets for traffic early, and I'm looking forward to it myself. Like I said, I'm bringing my 2 sons, so I'm really looking forward to getting them interested in domains and getting them into our great industry. Another note, I'm still negotiating great sales for domainers, and I'll give you a couple examples of those, which were kind of cool this week. Well, not this week, in the last few weeks. I was talking to a newbie who's very good at affiliate stuff, and we were talking, and he bought a domain drop for $15, and he got an offer for $100, and thought, wow, that's really good ROI. So we looked at it, and he let me make the phone call to the guy, and we ended up selling it for $600. So he was much happier with the ROI. Now, that's not huge, going from $15 to $600, but it's certainly a great ROI that you're not going to find in any other business. If you can multiply that by 10 or so a week, a month, whatever, you're going to do really well. What else? Another gentleman who you can talk to, Ian Clark, you know him. He was going on vacation for a week, and he had a 1K offer on a domain name. And he asked me if I want to negotiate it while he was away, and I said sure. And while he was away, I got it sold for him for $7,500. And when he got back, he was thrilled because I had the cash waiting for him. They already paid and everything else. Ian's a great guy. Obviously, he was very good to me, so I appreciate that, Ian. And that's just a couple things. So I'm always available to do these kind of negotiations, providing you have a decent starting offer. If it's $20, I really can't be bothered with it. But if your price expectations are reasonable and the offer is reasonable, we should be able to close it with some good revenue and probably more than you expected. As always, I can be reached through Skype, LinkedIn, Facebook, and email. My Skype ID is adam.dicker. My email is adam@dcg.com. LinkedIn is linkedin.com/adamdicker. And Facebook is facebook.com/domain expert. Anyway, if you have any other questions or anything, feel free to send them across. We're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff in the future. I expect we're going to be doing some webinars where we're going to take questions and stuff, and a lot of cool stuff coming up in the future. So thanks for listening, and have a great day.